We do it live.
We do it live.
Welcome to the ninth annual. I made
Wait
that
a minute.
number up. Uh, one, two, three,
Yeah, no.
fourth annual,
Fifth.
fifth annual. I don't know. Some annual. This is the annualist annual. Uh,
Steel of Man.
but yeah, no. This Justice League, by the way, if it wasn't obvious. I don't know what the title says, but um,
Does they know what they clicked on?
I don't know. You never know.
Oh, I think Wonder Woman came out first. Oops.
What? We're supposed to watch Wonder Woman first? I thought so.
I was confused. I thought it. Okay.
It's okay. We'll do Wonder Woman soon. That'll be our
Okay.
next one.
It's okay. It takes place in World War One. Not technically like in
Right.
order.
And she was already introduced in Man vs. Steel, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That'll work. Um, but now this movie is fucking awesome, dude. Um, now not fucking awesome as in like whoa, revolutionary, but it was every bit as exciting and as fun as like the cartoons were. Nah, not every bit, because episode for episode the cartoons were a lot more action packed and exciting. But when the moments hit, it was just like being a kid again. So I mean, I pretty much enjoyed it,
I
but
That's good.
I don't have much to say on it though. That's the weird part.
I will say the Snyder Cut does have some like re-shot scenes after the original Justice League.
Hmm.
So yeah, not to knock people who didn't like the original Justice League, but maybe watch the Snyder Cut and see if you change your mind.
Right.
Um, but they did reshoot a lot of things. They re designed Steppenwolf. He definitely looked a little less cool in the original.
Gotcha.
He didn't have that cool armor.
The armor was cool. The animations it made too, when it would like when you snapped off
Yeah,
all like the fucking arrows and shit.
that was at 2021 or 2020 animation.
Yeah, that shit was cool. Um, but yeah, no, let's just dive into this shit, I guess.
Okay.
From the top. Um,
Uh, Aquaman? Yeah, Batman's
yeah,
going to find Aquaman.
that was literally my first thing. I was like, what the fuck? Because he goes there as Bruce. I was like,
Yeah.
wait. So is he gonna like tell him, hey, I'm hiring people. I hired you and this guy,
Well,
Batman.
if they're gonna pay for Ben Affleck, Ben Affleck wants to his face to be in the movie.
I was just surprised, and then literally right after he was like, "So you dress up as a bat," and like making fun of him, and I was like, "Wait, he knows his identity?"
Oh, Lex Luthor kind of like released that to everybody, I think.
No, not until
Well,
the end
they
of this
showed that at
one.
the end of the movie to what's his face, but
Right,
um, I don't know if it's public knowledge. I
right.
guess technically it wouldn't. It shouldn't be.
No, but it might be. Who knows? But I was just surprised. I was like,
Maybe there
"Wait,
was a
no."
cut scene where maybe there was a cut scene where he says something about being Batman, and then he's like, "No, I'm good." And then uh, they just kept the him dressing up as a bat thing
Right,
line. I don't know.
and it's not a huge deal. It didn't really impact the movie.
There's a lot of inconsistent, like weird things like that, but they shot a lot of stuff and cut a lot of stuff for this movie, so
Right,
it just comes with that territory.
right. But yeah, and it didn't affect the movie overall. It still was a great, it didn't have any bearing on like my enjoyment. But I was shocked when it happened because I was like, no one's supposed to know but Superman. Um, but yeah, Aquaman though, when he showed up though, I thought he sounded like a whiny teenager.
He did.
He was like, "I want to be left alone. Leave me alone, Papa Bruce." Like,
I will say, to me, this movie seems more like a Teen Titans movie than a Justice League movie.
a little
I
bit.
didn't even think about that until this rewatch.
That's funny. Definitely Barry fits the Teen Titans. Cyborg, yeah, he's an angsty teenager. Literally, he was playing football and shit. Straight from Teen
Not a
Titans, the
teenager.
animated
He was a
series.
college student when it happened.
Was it college? I thought it was high school.
I was college.
Um, yeah,
Maybe it was high
Aquaman's kind
school.
of a whiny bitch, and then his mom is
Maybe it
like,
was high
"Come,
school. I'm not sure.
come
No,
home
because
to
it said
me."
yeah, because she was talking to the dean. It was Gotham City, Gotham City University,
Right.
GCU. Yeah,
I mean, Diana's not. She's pretty much some mature babe.
5,000 years old.
Dude, that shit was funny. He said, "You think she's into younger guys? She's 5,000 years old. Everyone is a younger guy." That shit was so funny.
It was good. I like that.
Barry trying to hit on
The
Wonder Woman.
interactions between the Justice League is great.
I love it. Barry is one of my favorite characters probably in this movie. I'm excited to see his movie. Does he have anything else that I should watch for the movie? Because it's coming out next week, isn't it?
No, the movie's it.
I'm excited. I want to see what happens. Because, yeah, I really
don't
like
know.
this
I
character.
don't know if WWE's gonna keep the actor on, unfortunately, because the actor has been in some
Oh, yeah,
some
that's the
sketchy
guy.
business. Yeah.
They'll figure it out. It's a new universe anyway. Because Cavill's gone. He'll be gone. I doubt Ben Affleck's coming back.
I forgot Amber Heard was in this movie. She was
Interesting.
Mera. She was the Aquaman girl.
The one that got
Lady.
beat up? The one that was going to rip all the water out of that guy's body and kill him?
Was she doing that?
Because that
She
shit was
fighting
cool.
him.
She held him and his fucking face and eyes, his eyes and mouth started bleeding blood and
Yeah,
water.
she has power over water and shit. Well, I mean, I guess a lot of the Atlanteans do. But
Right. That was just cool. I was like, holy shit, she's going to rip all the water from his body and kill him.
yeah.
That was a cool ass little scene. But
She was the
yeah,
one that talked to Aquaman. Yeah.
yeah, talked to Aquaman, and then it was like the little Aquaman seemed kind of weird to me, and then his lines, while I get dramatic and kind of cool, were a little corny, because he was like, "Yeah, you're stronger alone." I'm like, no, that's not. That doesn't make any sense. If you have one strong guy and you add two strong guys, you now have triple the strong guys.
He can't trust other people, Trey. He can't,
It was just
he can't open
weird.
himself up to other people. He can't be vulnerable.
It was just stupid,
Then
but
he-
I
then
did
he'll
like
have to
the.
depend on someone.
It was funny though. I did like the one line. He brought me back immediately. He lost me, then brought me right back when he was like, "I died fighting with Superman." He said exactly my point, and then hopped in the fucking water. I was like, "Ooh, that was
He said
cool."
Superman believed us stronger together.
Right, and then yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, he died fighting alongside me, and he was like, "My point exactly."
Right, that shit was good, dude.
Did he have to take his shirt off?
Yeah, I think so. He was getting in the water. I thought he would take the pants off too.
Hey, all the Atlanteans are in the water with clothes on. All right, why is he?
It probably stops him from swimming good because it wasn't his armor. They all had
I
like
gotcha.
aquatic armor, I guess.
That's true.
So that's why I thought he would take the pants off too. But yeah, I'll give that one credit. I'm usually the guy, but nope, not this time. That one
Yeah.
checks out. Why are we watching those ladies sing though? That was weird. They stuck watching those ladies sing for like a
Because it
few
was
minutes.
cool.
I
They were
just
singing
didn't get
the
it.
Icelandic song. You don't like being cultured?
I don't know. I didn't
You
get
don't like
it.
culture? And we gotta watch that lady sniff Aquaman's
That
hoodie.
shit was funny. I was like, she's a fucking weirdo, dude.
Not a weirdo.
That's if put a
finds-
man.
she-
Imagine a man does that.
That's different.
No, Wonder Woman shows up and she leaves her jacket, and some dude comes behind. Oh my god, and sniffs her jacket. That dude's
maybe,
a fucking
maybe
freak
she was banging
and a weirdo.
Aquaman. Oh, did you think about that? That was his girlfriend.
Oh really? So just because he's hot, he's banging all the other women? I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
Why do you think they say he doesn't stay at any place too long? He's like, I can't be attached.
Right. That's funny. But
Oh,
yeah, no. Overall, I liked Aquaman though to jump around. I guess Aquaman throughout the whole movie I thought was fine, but there were a couple parts I didn't like when his relationship with everyone doesn't make sense to me
mhm.
because he's shown throughout the movie just to be drinking and some dramatic ass motherfucker, and then you find out his only drama was that he just lived with his dad. Like his
Yeah.
parents split up and he lived with his dad. That was it.
Mom abandoned him. He
No,
got mommy issues.
but that's not enough. It wasn't like now if his mom deadass like dropped him on a fucking corner and somebody picked him up or some shit and his life was very turbulent and tough, sure. But no, she just dropped him off at his dad's house because it wasn't safe for him because he's a half human. Maybe she thought he would be weak. I don't know. They didn't explain it. But drops him off and then his dad still knew about Atlantean shit.
She never came back. Trey. He's got hang-ups about his mom.
Go on.
He didn't trust anybody. That's about it. That's all it is.
That's just not good enough. I don't know for what he looked a lot more traumatic given the way he behaved.
Oh right, yeah.
That was my
He
problem
definitely
with
act-
it. He behaved
That's
as
why
if
it's
he had
like it's more of a
flu.
Teen Titans movie because they're acting like a bunch of teenagers.
Right. He was being super dramatic, and but one thing though, also that I didn't like with his shit was the line he does when who was it? Cyborg was talking about the cube or some shit.
hmm
This is off the back of an entire fucking scene where Cyborg saved their ass, saved all the people, had the cube in his possession, goes with them to their base. How do we know you're not one of them? What?
Yeah, that was a little off.
If he was one of them, you think he would have just given the cube to Steppenwolf?
Maybe he was drunk. Maybe he didn't know what he was saying.
Maybe he
He'd
was
been thinking
that
the whole
drunk.
movie.
He was every scene. He was shown to be drunk every scene. At least he had a bottle in his hand. But that was just the stupidest shit I ever heard. I was like, did they really just force that shit in there? I mean, that was really poorly written. How forced that fucking thing was.
Gotta have conflict.
And then it was gone immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, just you should have just never done that. But hey, maybe they swing and a miss. I'll call it that.
Yeah.
But the other, I guess I did say the other, but no, there's a third one. Is the third problem I had was they kind of turned him into, like, Thor light, I guess. And
Kind of, yeah.
I didn't like that. I was like, I get that Thor's popular. It's hot buff guy with long hair, but Aquaman's nothing like that. And they're like his trauma is different. Everything else is different, so it didn't fit well. Like Aquaman just didn't fit. I didn't know what they were doing with the character. He wasn't bad though. As an Aquaman fan,
It was being reimagined for a new audience.
right? And as an Aquaman fan, I'm cool with it because I mean I like Aquaman historically though. Because
hmm
he's badass. Like not the original, not the like the super cheesy guy with the 1950s white guy cut. um, but more recent Aquaman is fucking awesome. Like he had the nerve to talk shit to Superman at one point, because essentially he is like Superman in the water. Like they're pretty much go toe to toe.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, let's go. And he's like a strong-willed motherfucker.
But say
It's just
he's Poseidon's son, right?
I don't
Or
know.
is
I can't remember
descended
that.
from Poseidon or something like that.
It's possible, but I can't remember. I don't think I've read his origin story.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but
Yeah, he's basically
uh,
a god.
pretty much.
Uh,
And he's fucking awesome. But yeah, so this one, it's different. It's not this badass king who like will talk shit to anybody just to protect his people and stuff. But also, it could be cool because I mean, Aquaman's also kind of racist. Like he just pretty
yeah.
much hates anybody who's not under the sea. Um,
Darkest.
and they kind of showed that I think a little bit with him being like a half breed or something, and then they were like talking about saving people or whatever. It seemed like whoever he was talking to, they were all about the Atlantean people. They didn't give a shit about anyone else.
Yeah.
And that'll be kind of cool to see him hopefully grow into this
I
badass
don't
king
think he's a
dude.
half-breed in the comics, and I think that's another thing that they added to him. That
Mhm.
like he has this hang up against other Atlanteans as well.
Right.
Uh, so
Which
like
is kind of cool, right? I
yeah.
don't think they played that up enough because he didn't have his own movie yet, so hopefully that plays a lot more in his movie.
Well, technically, when this came out, the movie was already out.
Oh, was it? So we're supposed to watch
Yeah.
Aquaman first?
No. I'm telling you that the Snyder cut came out in 2021.
Oh, got you. So we're watching the enhanced edition years later.
Yeah. They had
Gotcha.
actually reshot some other scenes too, and
So it's more of like
added
the
stuff.
definitive edition, you would say.
Yeah. It came out after Aquaman and uh, Shazam had already came out. So they were like, oh, people do like some of our more lighthearted stuff. We should probably make this a little more like. Well, no, technically no, because the original Justice League was also was way too Avengers-y. Was trying
Uh,
to copy the Avengers because it was the guy who did the Avengers. They literally got the same director.
wow, that's
Um,
funny.
so
But
yeah,
yeah, I like it, and hopefully it actually plays on that a little bit. And I'm excited to
yeah.
watch his movie.
This one, yeah. So it already. I don't know if the other one had. Maybe I have to go back and see it, but this had some scenes to play back into Aquaman. They're like, oh look, it looks like we're setting up Aquaman. So
Right,
that maybe wasn't in the original Justice League, but I don't remember. I have to go back and see. But yeah,
right. But after that, I think the movie had a pretty good intro. Um, it dragged on. Like the first thing I really appreciated was they showed when Mama Kent was moving out.
yeah,
That was a big deal. I really enjoyed that scene because in the last movie, she mentions, like, he asked her, he was like, why did you guys never move out? Or why did Dad never want to move? And she was
Yeah.
like, well, what does the world have that we don't have here? And it was, that kind of, I don't know if she shared the philosophy, but she wasn't moving at that point. So it made it seem like, yeah, she's never going to move because this is her home. So
Yeah.
her moving really set the tone of, like, damn, Superman's gone and everybody's fucked up now and they're super sad. And even she's moving. But then they ruined it.
No, she couldn't make the payments in the house or something like that.
Yeah, eventually you find out that's why.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I just thought she was moving because she couldn't take it. She was just sad and wanted to, leave it all behind.
Yeah.
But then they went and brought Lois there, and then the Lois was too much. Because I already got it, we're sad, but it was raining, and it had the music, and it was like, and the gods outlive us, or some shit, or like some
Yeah.
super sad. I'm like, we got it. The Mama Kent scene was perfect. And then you just fucking ruined it with this overdone shit.
Yeah. He loves his dramatic scenes.
Some of them are
Uh,
good, but I think that
yeah.
one was too much.
Yeah.
But
I like her going to the memorial, Superman memorial. I don't know. Those scenes were
I
fun.
thought it was a cool gesture, but then he was like, "You never miss a day." I was like, "So she comes 7 days a week and just litters and puts a cup of coffee here every day?"
Yes.
Eventually, if no one's drinking
Someone
it,
cleans it up.
what, they're gonna
Someone
overflow?
cleans it up. It's Metropolis. Somebody will clean it up.
You think somebody just drinks them? What if like some random hobo comes by and just drinks them every day?
Yeah, yeah. She's donating a cup of coffee to a hobo.
It's kind of funny.
That's nice. Actually, it's Metropolis. There is no homeless people in Metropolis.
Right, that's the good city. We gotta go to Gotham for that.
There's several homeless people. The homelessness rate is like 80%.
But yeah, well, the next thing was the guys with the guns. The Wonder Woman intro.
Yeah.
That shit was really fucking cool. Like super fucking cool. And she showed up. Oh my god. Dude, literally, I was not really a fan of Wonder Woman historically. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I always loved Hawkgirl, but just couldn't stand Wonder Woman. I don't know if she was annoying, cheesy. I have to rewatch Justice League animated series to
I was
find out
never a
why.
fan of Wonder Woman in the same vein. I was never a fan of Superman. But after I gave Captain America a shot, and then from Captain America, well, actually, yeah, it was Captain America? No, it might have been All Might. No, Captain America first, and then All Might. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give Superman a shot, and then from there I was like, you know what, and then Wonder Woman came out, and I was like, yeah, this movie was good. So I still haven't went and read any of her comics, but
Right,
like all the way through. But I've read some shit here and there.
right.
So.
Yeah, definitely. I want to go read some of her stuff just to see, because I don't. Maybe they just didn't do her justice in the Justice League animated series. But whatever
Yeah.
the fuck they did with these movies, I love it. Every time she's on screen,
It's
I'm
Gal
just like,
Gadot. It's the actress. She's so sick.
yeah, maybe she has this commanding presence, but she's not like. She does it so beautifully, to put it like that. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
yes, she is beautiful, but most commanding women or whatever, or strong women, they have this disgruntled look on their face. They almost look
Yeah.
angry. She shows up and she's so like graceful and beautiful, but strong as fuck in the same light.
Yeah.
And the music, oh my god, the music!
Yo, I swear that shit's added. That is not in the original Justice League. That's from the Wonder Woman movie.
Is it?
Her music, her theme is from the Wonder Woman movie. I
Oh
swear to
my
God.
god,
that's not
every
in the
time that
original
shit
Justice
hits,
League.
dude, I'm about to shit my
Um,
pants. I was like, dude, the
Yeah,
music, we're
yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
it!
Yo, her song is amazing. I loved it. I had the thing stuck in my head for weeks after I saw the Wonder Woman movie.
So yeah, they fucking
That
killed it, dude.
that
The only
theme
thing,
is sick.
the one part I thought was weird was when she did like the super speed teleport things. I was like, she's not
Oh, really?
the Flash.
I thought they were fine.
Because she
She's
had
supposed
what,
to be-
2
she's still
seconds
supposed
to get
be
across
fast,
the
but she's
room.
not the Flash. She doesn't have Flash speed, but she's still fast. I thought.
Well, she's strong. I mean, anybody by definition.
Because she can block bullets, so she has to be at least the speed of like
Pretty
bullets.
fast. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it
She
just
always
looked
uses
weird.
her wrist gauntlets to block bullets. Uh,
Because definitely, like, when she did block the bullets, holy shit, George. When like the guy was gonna spray down the whole line, and she's like following down the line, moving her hands like, brrrr, I fucking died. That shit was so fucking cool. So a lot of it was really cool. It was just when she was teleporting to the guys to hit him and turn the bomb off,
yeah,
and then when she jumped to the heavens, it looked a little weird. But everything else throughout the whole movie, her effects and animations and everything were fucking awesome. But yeah, no, that was just super cool. It was a little on the nose at the end with the whole like it's a bunch of little girls and she gives her motivation to be a strong
Mhm.
woman.
hmm
But I'm cool with it. It was on the nose, but it wasn't egregious or annoying.
Yeah.
So fuck yeah, do it. I mean, she's a hell of a role model, so yeah.
Yep.
It was done tactfully. That's the word. Yeah, like
Yeah, that's the word.
on the nose, but still tactfully enough that I'm not gonna, be irritated or SJW bullshit or pitchfork. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Um, so that shit was good. But one thing that was weird though is when it goes back to the fucking thing, when they're guarding this box for weeks, right? Weapons drawn, waiting for the evil to come out of it. The evil comes out of it, and nobody fired their weapons. Like, what? What was the point? Like, if you're not going to shoot the bow, like, the whole point, right, is to be there when they come out to get the drop on them. And then they show up, and then they even wait for Steppenwolf to fully get out there and take a lay of the land, eat some crackers, chill, and then they start attacking them. I'm like, what?
I just wanted to look menacing.
I guess so. Also, that one chick, she's fucking hilarious in the beginning. She knows this is an evil box, right? She's clearly terrified of this box. So she throws her shield down, walks towards it, and touches it. What? That doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't do that. If I'm terrified of this box, I'm going the other direction, and I'm keeping my shield on me, too. But that scene was fucking awesome, though. All the fights. The coolest part of that scene was when she shot the bow and it took the box away through the air. Oh my god. That shit was fucking cool, dude. I love it, man. So far, and that's what I mean. This movie throughout almost all way, it was just like, yeah, cool, whoa, yeah. It was just childlike excitement for superheroes.
Yeah, it was it was a superhero movie and it was just fun.
Right.
It wasn't taking itself way too seriously.
Right. I didn't like when Steppenwolf was introduced though, because as soon as he gets there, the first thing he does is cry like a bitch. If I do this, then Papa will notice me. I hope I can be nice and proud for Papa. Like, fucking shut up, dude. Like, if he has that as his backstory, that's definitely cool, right? Like, he has a chip on his shoulder and he's trying to redeem himself or whatever. So it causes, let's say, throughout the storyline,
if I conquer this world for you, can I please come home?
Right.
You can conquer 5,000 worlds. Then
that shit was fucked up. That shit was a kind of fucked up. But then again, I don't know what he did. I think they said he killed his family.
Betrayed Darkseid or something.
Right. He tried to become the new ruler or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a little on the nose. Even throughout the movie, all the lines that involved him and his little relationship with Darkseid were super on the nose. And I was just like, we get it. Come on. And then the one dude shows up without being prompted. Like, clearly those two know each other. Dude shows up in, like, not the hologram, but the weird metal hologram thing where he was talking to his right-hand man.
Yeah.
He shows up. Ah, Steppenwolf, the betrayer, the one who did this, the one who did that, and this and this. And I was like, is that how you greet everyone all the time? Like, when's the last time you two spoke? Is that, like, just a regular answering the phone? Like, it just was so on the nose, dude, constantly. But not a big deal. Just a little bit of, like, maybe you didn't have to do that, but not something crazy. But I also want to know, how the fuck did Lex get a hold of him from that random-ass Kryptonian ship? Like, and not just that, it was in the birthing pod.
With the technology, because yeah, I was that's one issue I have with this one and Batman vs Superman is that, like, what's the word? Everything is vaguely scientific, just mumbo jumbo. Yeah, I can I can just make this. I can rework this machine to do whatever I want, basically all the time.
Right.
And it's just okay. Yeah, that's how that works. It's alien technology. We can just reshape it to do whatever we want.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
That was a little disappointing because, yeah, I was like, he's in a birthing pod of a Kryptonian ship. How the fuck does that have any connection to Darkseid? Like, he had a full transponder with him. It looked like he was talking to him and everything on the little weird metal thing that was projecting him. I'm like, so they're just having a conversation? Was you have a phone call? Was it just like a direct line? Like, hey, what's going on, bud?
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense, right?
He's getting all the bad guys together. They're forming a band.
No, like, how would you? There's just no logical way that would have made any sense at all. But it's funny because they had the tools to fix it. Just have him stumble upon the what's it called?
Make him look like a little baby when he was crying about that, didn't he?
Oh yeah, when he first was like, when he first mentions it.
He looks so sad.
Um,
He looks so worried.
if
It's
Papa
his
notices
nephew
me,
in this, by the way. They swapped the thing. That like Darkseid, like Steppenwolf is Darkseid's uncle in the comics, but
uh-huh.
in this, Darkseid is Steppenwolf's uncle.
Ah,
They flipped the relationship, I guess. I don't know. Okay.
but yeah, they could have just had him get a hold of the box because the box was in the same facility.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I don't know what the timeline is. Maybe it wasn't in the facility at that time because he had taken it home with him, Victor.
Yeah.
Either way, they could have just easily had him find one of the boxes. Um, but not important, I guess. But one of those weird things that, like come on, could have done anything. But and this is, I think, this it's a funny way to look at that, right? Because I'm not giving that a pass, but I'm giving it like a half pass. But
Hmm.
it's contrived as fuck, right? But then looking at Batman versus Superman, everything was contrived as fuck, and I didn't give any of them a pass. And I think that goes to show when people watch movies, or not just movies, but any behavior that we have to engage with, once,
Hmm.
twice is okay. After 3 or 4 times, none of them become okay for some reason.
Mm.
It's like once you pass the threshold, then there's like nothing is okay. It's like 0%, where before that threshold, maybe 10 or 15% is fine. But it's like it never goes back to 15.
Yeah.
It's not like if there was more contrivances, I wouldn't go back and say it's okay. I gave that one a pass before. It still gets the pass. Nope, your pass has been removed because they did 2 other ones. It's like what? It's kind of a weird thought process, I guess. Um, but and then we introduced Cyborg, and I thought Cyborg was kind of annoying as fuck through like most of the movie,
Yeah.
but he had really awesome ass moments too. It was just that his character was first shows up as jaded as fuck, like just super jaded and angry. But it just didn't make sense to me. Um, Now I get wanting your original body back, right, or whatever. But I mean that fucker seemed like he hated everything. He hated everything and everyone, and especially his dad. He was like, "Yeah, you're pretty good at making monsters, aren't you?" I was like, "What? Why
They
do
did
you
have
hate
some
this
random
guy?"
random ass lines in this movie. They're just
Right.
like, okay, we're gonna let that one pass. Go away.
So like that kind of got me, and but then he would have these really cool moments that I really appreciated, like his backstory, his flashback when he was in the car with his mom.
Mm.
Holy shit, I almost teared up. Like no joke, because when he's sitting there talking to her, and then he mentions something. She was like something about how proud he is of you or something, and then he goes to speak, and like you see his fucking tears start welling up. I said, "Don't do it. You start crying, I'll start crying. Don't do it." Like that was really good. And then when he was fuck, he did something else that I thought was really good as far as his character and his motivations and everything. And I was like, yeah, I like that a lot. But then out of nowhere, he would just go back to being super jaded or go back to being really cheesy.
Hmm.
And I was like, I don't, just a little all over the place, I guess. Like he was bouncing between a hero and some jaded asshole and whatever. And I was like, I guess, I mean, it makes sense. Kind of Snyder's goal is to make everyone jaded and dark.
Yeah.
Somehow we got Barry and Wonder Woman though, and they turned out perfect. So
Thanks. I don't know what happened there. Well, I mean, Cyborg's always been kind of tragic, but he always had that like lighter booyah attitude. Since we know he
right,
says booyah all the time, I had to throw that in there. But
right, and that's how I know him specifically because I didn't read his comics or I didn't read the Teen Titans
it,
comics or
the
Justice
Teen
League.
Titans comics, he's very, I'll say, he's very accurate to the Teen Titans comics. So I didn't have an issue with that Cyborg, anyways. But
Right,
I never complained about the other Cyborg from Teen Titans show because he's so good.
right. He's so
Um,
charismatic, so lovable. I love that, but
yeah,
still tragic, like you said. He still like wants his body back and still is kind of sad that he's a cyborg.
yeah,
But he's not jaded and dark. But also because I know that Cyborg and Injustice is like this, right?
yeah,
Even the design is similar. So I do kind of like a darker cyborg, more mature. Um, but they
yeah.
still were playing up some of the kid stuff. That was what's weird for me. That was why it was hard. I was like, so he's young and wants to be, loved by his dad, and he's kind of wants to be a hero and protect people, and he has a smile on his face. Then the very next scene, he's dark and jaded, and I was like, wait, is this the same guy?
Mm-mm.
Um, but I like the design overall. It's pretty good. I wish
Yeah.
they would have
It
given him
is
more human bits, but it's still pretty good.
I will say I think Cyborg in the Teen Titans comics has like very little human bits. So like his pecs are still there, his shoulders are still there, and I think part of his leg is showing.
Right.
That's about it. So
But I like
I don't know.
I like what they did with his abilities though. That was one thing that's more I think what I would remember from like what I've seen of Injustice or and shit like that is he's fucking supercomputer, you know. They never
Yeah.
played that up in Teen Titans. It was like, yeah, he's got the arm cannon and
Oh
stuff.
no, he had a lot of fucking skin showing in the '80s Teen Titans. Uh, yeah, I say his chest stuff doesn't even look like he's wearing like it's made it like it's metal. It looks like he's just wearing a tank top. Um,
That's
that's funny.
funny.
Yeah.
But
Okay, that's
overall,
cool.
though, I think he was fine. It was just
Yeah.
some weird moments here and there, but throughout most of his scenes, it was pretty believable, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but let's see, dude, William
Uh,
Dafoe.
yeah.
Holy,
He's in Aquaman as well.
William
Uh,
Dafoe is fucking awesome.
Willem.
Willem, sorry, I always call him
Hmm.
William.
Yeah, no, he's Willem Dafoe.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever. Willem is fucking awesome.
His legal name is probably William, and he probably changed it to Willem when he became an actor, just because a lot of actors do that to like stand out. They'll change their name to
That's
something that's
funny.
not Topher Grace. For the longest, I was like, "Who the fuck names their kid Topher?" And somebody was like, "It's short for Christopher." I'm like, "Fuck, who's names
Topher.
I'm like, Chris. Chris is short for Christopher, not
Right. He took the other side.
Topher." Oh
No, he
my
took the other
god.
because you know, like when a Heartless is made, there's a nobody that's left behind. For
Yes.
every Chris, there's a Topher left behind.
I guess he was left behind. Someone just ripped off the Topher from their body, and it's him.
Yes, that's him. He became Topher. He was a nobody, born from the ethereal left
he's
behinds of a
he's
Heartless.
toxin. He's literally toxin from fucking Carnage. Oh my god. All right, sure.
But yeah, no. What
He's-
was cool though is, um, what do you call it? All the effects and all the underwater bits were really well
mhm.
done, and I want more of that. And
Yeah,
I can't wait to watch Aquaman movie.
I don't think the
Um,
original Justice League had a lot of that stuff.
oh, that was
So
cool. I liked it.
yeah, yeah. That was already from stuff that they got in. They worked the kinks out when they made the Aquaman movie and said, "Hey, let's put some of that stuff in Justice League." Yeah,
Right. I like that they did the clicks too, or not the clicks, but kind of like the little marine noises they made.
yeah,
I wasn't sure how they were gonna do that because when they speak to each other and they're underwater normally, they don't do these little water bubbles, but
yeah.
they just talk to each other mentally. But in a comic, you can do that. You can't do that in a. I guess you could do it in a movie.
I think
That's
they
weird.
do.
Yeah. Why didn't they just do that?
I think they do that in the original in the Aquaman movie.
Right. Because I was thinking, I was like, why don't they just talk to each other mentally and we'll know it's them? But for all the scenes in this movie when they had to speak, they
They
took the
probably just
water
did it so
away.
they didn't. They wanted to. Maybe they were in the original Justice League. I'll take it back because maybe that's why they didn't have that set up yet. So they didn't want to just confuse the audiences.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if and I thought about that, I was like, if you're watching this and you don't know anything about like how they communicate or anything, you'll
Yeah.
be like, so who's talking? So what's going on? Are they just? Is this like? Are they thinking? Is this their thoughts? Like, maybe it could be
Yeah.
kind of confusing. But to make them just completely, here's the air. They're talking. You can see their mouth moving. It's a bit better for like regular audiences.
They use sign language. That's how they
That'd be funny.
communicate.
Um, but I did like the little flashback. I think because that comes next, right? Um, that shit was cool.
Little
Uh,
flashback.
when they fought Darkseid the first time,
Okay, that's when that comes in. Yeah,
that
that
shit
wasn't.
was
I swear to
awesome.
God, that wasn't in the original at all. And I was like, "Oh, fucking right, Zeus is in this." Oh my
Yeah,
god,
Zeus looks funny. He looks so young.
I love Zeus, man.
He looks like some young, handsome business guy or
he looks.
something.
He look. I don't know. To me, he looks like a typical shonen protagonist or some kind of like just Joe Schmo over here. Just he can
Right?
make it. He can become the All Father.
It was
Just have
funny
to
though. Yeah, he
believe.
looked like some regular business guy or something. I was like, what? And then fucking what do you call it? Ares was just Kratos. That
Yeah.
shit was funny. I was like, yo, it's Kratos. Look, he's the god of war. No, it's Ares. Same thing. It looks just like him.
I mean, he's actually the God of War.
Right, right. That was the funny
Yeah.
joke there, kind of. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
one thing though that Darkseid says that I don't. It kind of got retconned in a way, which didn't make sense a little bit. Was well, not really retconned, but I'm wondering what happens here because he mentions when he's talking about their planet, he was like, "No lanterns, no Kryptonians. This is perfect," or something. When they went to go like kick their ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, lanterns make sense. They're the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. Not actually. Oops. Wrong chat.
Wrong comic book series.
They're the defenders of the galaxy. So that makes sense that a lantern would be there to stop them. But then, what's funny is a fucking lantern shows up, and then he died. Like the first one to die. Shit, bro.
I thought you mentioned that line about no Kryptonians and no lanterns whenever, after the flashback. Like
Was it
during
after the
present
flashback?
day. I could have swore it was during the present day.
It may have been, but maybe if that was the case, then I was wondering though. I was like, so he says no Kryptonians. Are they like the defenders of the galaxy as well? Because they have never.
I don't know. I think that line was just thrown in there to be like, oh, there's Kryptonians at this point. Krypton, because that's why I was like, it's during the present day.
Right.
Because I think a lot of Kryptonian they're trying to hint that there's other Kryptonians who fled to other planets, and they'll be like Supergirl and Power Girl. Like they're gonna try to loop them into it later.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because I was thinking just from their history, I'm like, they were the bad guys. They were terraforming planets and killing people.
Yeah.
They weren't really good guys, so they wouldn't have defended other people. But then later on, I was like, oh, maybe Darkseid fought them before. And I was like, well, that couldn't be the case, because Darkseid said later on, I've never lost but one time in my whole existence. And I was like, oh. So this is the only time he's ever lost. So clearly he didn't fight any Kryptonians, because they would have beat the shit out of him. Especially if there was more than one. So, it just didn't make sense, that line for a second. But I guess that makes sense if they're trying to hint at, oh, no Kryptonians here. Wink, wink.
Or maybe they were just like, oh, maybe they know Kryptonians are really strong and that their planet was destroyed. And maybe there's some of them throughout the galaxy, and like, oh, they're gonna conquer the world again. There's no Kryptonians here, so we can take this one from this planet. There's no Kryptonians are super strong or have that like reputation. They're like, oh, don't fuck with that world. It's got Kryptonians on it.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, maybe he just avoided them.
Yeah.
That's definitely possible. Because I imagine too, they were both fighting for space.
Mm-hmm. Get it? Because they're in space.
That's funny. That has two meanings. But yeah, that was pretty good. This super cool intro.
I really liked a little bit whenever the lantern ring, whenever they killed the lantern guy and the ring was like flying up, and then Darkseid tried to grab it.
Yeah, that shit was awesome. I was like, oh, it's gonna go find somebody. It's finding a new guy. I'm fucking so sad. I wanted a lantern to be in this movie. I want lantern everything though. Speaking of, what I wanted more than lantern, that they fucking tease the shit out of me, is Martian Manhunter, and I'm fucking pissed. But I'm glad we got something. I don't know. We got something, so I'm not mad. But god damn it, it was just Blue Balls, fucking Blue Ball City.
Did you notice the actor that played Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, it was cool. He was perfect. Because he has a similar voice to Wade Martian Manhunter to me anyway. It was like deep enough voice that reminded me of the animated series.
It was the general from Man of Steel.
Yeah. I was like, yo, that's so cool. Martian Manhunter is so fucking cool, dude. God. And I was hoping he'd do something cool. The biggest reason is that they always turned him into a bitch every single episode of Justice League animated series.
Yeah.
The battle would start. He would get hit. Ugh! He'd be knocked out for the entire battle. The battle's over. He just floats back in. Yeah, what's going on, guys? Every time.
I like his design. It's sick.
That shit pissed me off. Yeah, he's so cool. I don't like his the spikes on his face, or maybe the little gill.
I thought they looked cool. I don't know.
It was not that they were bad, I guess, but that made him look too alien.
Yeah.
I guess, and because his design was so much more smooth when he was like animated series one.
I didn't like the animated series that like every guy had the same face.
That's
At least
true.
This is what it felt like.
Now that you mention it, that is true. Fuck. I can't unsee that. They all had the square chin and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't know if I could see it in the makeup without those little gills, maybe it would look ugly.
Maybe.
So I don't know, right? I don't know which one would look better. And obviously that one didn't look bad. It was just more than I was ready for. Because I was like, wait, they made him look like a monster. Or like an alien. Yes. But he is. So it's... it's not really, you know, out of character or you know,
Yeah.
unwanted or unwarranted. That's the word.
Yeah.
But
Also, he can
yeah,
shape his face however he wants.
that's true.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
he's so cool. He can go invisible. He can do mind shit. He can do everything. And somehow he ended up like the weakest motherfucker on the battlefield every time.
Yeah.
Um, but what do you call it? Yeah, him and Lantern. Those are my two favorites by far. It'd probably be like Lantern, Manhunter.
I think you have something for the color green. Rock Lee, Midoriya.
No,
Uh,
I don't like Midoriya, and Rock Lee's okay, but he don't beat Jiraiya. Fuck that.
okay.
Um, no, it's just because Green Lantern was fucking cool. It was like I don't. It was, you know what got me? What truly fucking got me is when he did the speech.
Mm.
When Jon Stewart's back was against the wall and he's down on his last leg and he does the fucking speech. Oh my god. I'm a boy, George. One boy cannot handle that much machismo and that much inspiration in one quote.
Sure you can.
That shit played on every little emotion that my heart could take. um, and then Martian Manhunter was just cool because he was different. He was super unique and interesting for that reason. Um, and then my third has got to be Hawk Girl because she's fucking cool.
I have never been a hot girl fan.
That's crazy. She's the coolest, baddest bitch ever. She just
looks
flies at
goofy.
you and smacks you with a fucking mace. Nothing else. She never had a game plan. She was just super headstrong. Let's just fucking go. Ah!
I don't know. If I fucking saw Justice League today, I'd probably be a hot girl fan. Just everything I know about her.
Right.
But at the time that I saw her, I thought she was just goofy as all hell.
I love it, dude. Her and fucking Flash going back, their little comments. Oh my god. I gotta go watch it. I actually own it. It's on my shelf right here. I just haven't rewatched it. But anyway, so next is Flash, which was awesome as fuck.
Oh, his backstory.
Yeah, his intro was super cool. The fucking thing with the because he puts the little what got me is he puts the hot dog in his pocket. I was like, Barry, what? At least get a bun.
He just put that shit in his pocket.
Yeah. I was like, get
He
a
wasn't
bun.
eating it. He wasn't intending on eating it.
Right. So then I was like, that sneaky fucker got it for the dogs. Okay, I'll give you that one. But yeah, that shit was great. Though
I will say I didn't notice. What I didn't notice the first time I saw it was that when he grabbed the girl, and the way he was gently putting her down, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? If he didn't do it that way, she probably would die.
Right, because she's getting thrown in the ground at like the speed of sound.
Yeah. So if he grabbed her and just moved her to the ground super quickly, because it's like all slow mo, whatever. But it's
Right.
like he's still moving extremely slow in the slow, like everything else around him is slow. Like he's moving normally. But then when he grabs her, he's being super gentle and like slow and shit. And I'm like, why? Oh, because if he moved normally, he'd be moving her quickly. But
Right.
because he's moving. Yeah. Okay, I got you. This is
Yeah.
a random small detail.
No, that shit was cool. I like when fucking Batman shows up to his place, bro. Him and Batman's interactions are fucking gold.
Yeah.
He shows up, he was like, huh, I'm looking for this guy. Yeah, weird. That's not me. Never heard of that guy.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, looks just like me. Yeah. Then he fucking goes. There's a suit right there. Yeah, I do ballet, or no, not ballet. Fucking ice skating.
Ice skating.
It's made to withstand re-entry of the atmosphere. Really fast ice skating. He just didn't let it go. I'm like, Barry, you're caught. I guess he truly thought that if he weaseled away, he would just get out of it eventually.
He's really fast at skating.
Right, like the look on his face said, maybe this will work. That shit was funny. It was hilarious though when he says Bruce Wayne, and that doesn't help me at all to understand why you're sitting in my room. Because he doesn't know who the fuck Bruce Wayne is.
You should know he's a rich guy.
But you see that like in movies they do that, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody will be like in a room or they'll be introduced,
yeah.
and then the person who's like around them just never comments on the fact that like, what does that mean to me? Oh man, that shit was fucking great.
I like when they finally all get together, and then Gordon's talking to Batman, and he's like the whole group, and then they all leave in middle of Gordon's sentence, like, "Huh, they all left. Kind of rude.
Right? I love it because it made me feel bad because he's been doing that to Gordon for so long. It becomes like second nature, even for the viewer. It's like, oh yeah, the Batman just dips off. We know that's going to happen. But for someone who's never seen it, Barry's just like, oh, wait. I was like, you know what? That is fucked up. He does it to him constantly.
He gets all the information he needs. He doesn't need any more.
That shit's hilarious, dude. Fucking Barry.
I forgot J.K. Simmons played Gordon too. That was oh shit,
dude. Him in Wonder Woman with the T. Oh my god. Do you need some help? No, I can make it. Okay, just make sure you. Oh no, that's a little too much. Oh no, we put the water first. Oh no, don't forget this, and don't forget that. Then she turns. Are you gonna have some? Oh no, I'm fine. But it was just those two there. So he's going nuts over her making this tea, and this, so you're gonna have some? Oh no, I'm fine. So then what the fuck? Let me alone. It's my tea.
Oh he needs to make sure you make it right.
God, I fucking love it, dude. Then fucking when Cyborg hacks in, he says something to him like, do I know you?
he said, I got this, Alfred. Excuse me, do I know you?
Oh my god, dude. Alfred's fucking great, dude. Like, that shit was so good. But before we move on, we have to get to this elephant in the room that just kind of hung around for the entire movie. We go back 2 hours into the movie, and Lois is still crying.
Her man's died.
Like, no, we got that. But why are you showing it to us again?
They weren't sure if you knew she was sad. Are you sad?
God, dude, I was like, we got it. It's like 2 hours into the movie. What is she? Why do we need this scene of her crying?
Are you sad yet? Look, her boyfriend died.
God, and then it didn't make sense because I loved it in the moment because it was the Martian Manhunter scene. I was like, Martian Manhunter's back! Ah!
Oh, the mom? Yeah.
Yeah, and it literally blew me away because he was there, because I genuinely did not know he was in the movie. I didn't know, never saw a trailer, never knew nothing about it. No one ever even talked about him, and he's not in the promotional material. So I was blown the fuck away and completely forgot about the fact that...
I don't think there was any promotional material for the Snyder Cut.
Oh, God. So he wasn't in the original?
No.
Oh, that's cool. I'm so glad we didn't watch the original. Fuck that. It sounds like it was an awful movie. Because everything cool we've talked about, you were like, yeah, I don't think that was in the first one.
Yeah. I have to go back and rewatch it again. Definitely not going to be a podcast episode, but
right?
I'll rewatch it on my own and be like... Because I'm unclear, but I'm pretty sure all the good shit is in the Snyder Cut.
Right. That's funny. But yeah, if you think about that scene, though, I'm so glad we got Manhunter. But that scene was completely useless. Like, and it doesn't make any sense for his motivations.
I was trying to rationalize it. I paused it and said, wait a minute.
Like, right, because why the fuck would Manhunter go get her to go back to work? I assume he's got bigger fish to fry across the world that he doesn't go make sure Lois Lane goes back to work. Because at this time, I don't know, unless he's telepathic. Well, he is, but...
He knows she's important.
Well, if he knew that Superman was coming back to life, right? Which I'm pretty sure there's a non-zero chance, given the nature of his powers, he may have known what they were planning.
Yeah.
And if he knew, like, because he's a fucking, I don't know how many years old alien who has seen who knows what. I can't remember his origins. But if that motherfucker knows...
And he hunts men.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's it. He just stopped on Earth and made a family. I don't know. But I assume he knows things about alien things. So he may have known that he wasn't going to have memory when he came back. And maybe that was it. He wanted Lois to be prepared. I don't know. I'm kind of retconning it myself. I think it was genuinely just a way for them to put Manhunter in the story. But also, they had a relationship. She had been talking to him all throughout Man of Steel. They were actually not close, but kind of, right? When she was like, when she gave him the bullet.
Yeah.
And she was like, you got to say something. He was like, strictly off the record, confidential. But he helped her find the information she needed. So they did kind of have like a friend-ish, acquaintance, work buddy relationship.
He turned into her just to encourage her to move on.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I think that overall, they're friends. As I'm gonna
Yeah,
make this gap. I'm gonna jump this
yeah,
gap and say that those two
yeah.
are friends.
Yeah. That's what I'm guessing too as well.
And he just felt bad for her. He was like, let me kind of boost you up, Lois, because you were my partner in crime, right? Because she did help him a lot with the Lex Luthor shit and everything else.
Yeah,
So she has been shown, whether it's plot armor or not, to be a valuable asset to the big, the big dogs of the world, I guess. So it makes sense now more so why he would want to help her. But it did get me. I was like, dude,
she was talking to. Wait a minute, she was talking to him.
yeah, he was the mom.
The whole movie?
Yeah, Manhunter was the mom, not the whole movie.
I thought it was just the one scene.
No, he was the man. Manhunter was the mom that was talking to her when she was in not the hotel, but her apartment.
Mm.
Because he walks out the door and then transforms into Manhunter, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just that one scene. I didn't think it was the whole fucking movie.
Well, she never talked to the mom outside of that.
Yeah, there was another scene where they talked.
No.
Yeah,
What scene?
trying to remember. My brain's not working. I could have sworn.
No, because the only other scene with the mom was at the very beginning.
I know she comes back at the end, but that
Well,
one was
yeah, I
actually
forgot
the
about that.
one.
Yeah, but she comes back and she has her house at the end, but she didn't show up other than those two times at this point.
Weird. Okay. Fair.
Um. So, yeah, dude, we forgot. I don't know. I guess chronologically, I guess I didn't know where this showed up, but dude, so when Cyborg broke the fucking tape, when he said, "Let me talk to you as a father," that shit's fucked up. That shit was. Not only was it fucked up and kind of hurt my feelings because his dad was trying to reach out, but it also didn't
Yeah.
make sense for the character. Because number one, again, I don't know why he was so jaded at his father at that point, considering he was going to die and his dad saved his life. But number two, he was on record showing that he wanted a relationship with his father. Then the father reaches out and he breaks the fucking tape. Like, what? It's exactly what you wanted. But maybe, he was so jaded at that point, it's too late, right? It's
Yeah.
like you take a little kid's toy away, and then finally they freak the fuck out, and then they get mad, and it's like, well, here's your toy back. I don't want it anymore. So maybe that's what happened. But I did
Yeah.
love when he came back at the end. I don't know how he mechanically fixed the fuck out of that with magnet powers or whatever, but it was cool when we got that scene at the end.
Magic movie powers.
But fuck, what was this line? I have it written down in my notes, but I don't remember what it was from. It was
What is it?
Barry. He said, "Stop right there." Fuck. What was this scene?
I don't remember.
And then he says, "I'm in."
That's when Cyborg says I'm in, right?
I maybe. Fuck. I gotta put more context for some of these notes, but it was clearly funny as fuck. Because there's LOL with like 4 L's, so I had to have been laughing pretty hard.
Uh, I vaguely remember this line because I do remember chuckling at it, but I don't remember exactly.
It had to have been before he leaves with Batman. Because I love when he gets in the car with Batman, and he says, "So what are your superpowers again?" I'm rich.
I'm rich.
That shit was fucking great. So it's before that happened, because in my notes are chronological. So it had to have been when he was talking to him in his house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he said I'm in whenever he said stop. I'm in.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Because he was talking
Yeah.
to him. He was like, "Okay, we're getting a team together, and this," and he's like, "Stop right there. I'm in." Didn't even explain the team. Didn't explain the job. He was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't have many friends." Fucking Barry, dude. He's so excitable. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I forgot their intros were split into two parts.
Yeah.
Because now these are the second. There was an intro for them, then an intro of them joining the team, and we kind of covered the intro and the joining together earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, again, another note. Fucking when the Amazon music starts playing, holy shit! Every time.
Wonder Woman theme is amazing. Also, the shipping of Wonder Woman and Batman is very hard in this movie.
You think so?
Yeah.
I only saw the one scene when their hands touch when they're doing something.
Yeah, no, there's like at least
At the
two other
computer?
scenes in this movie. And then I kind of saw it in Batman vs Superman a little bit, but I was like, maybe that's not. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But then this one, there was like 3 scenes, and I was like, all right, yeah.
Do you remember the other two?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I just remember going, yeah, it's the third one, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Damn.
The other two.
Because I didn't see that at all, except for the one where they're like their hands touch to the computer.
Yeah.
But dude, when Cyborg fixed the broken machine, that was fucking awesome. And that's more stuff that I really love. What they did with his character is they really played up his ability to be this sort of living cyborg machine superpower. That shit was fucking awesome. And then, dude, Aquaman oh my god. The fucking water breaks, and Aquaman's just there. I'm like, he's here! Oh!
He showed up to help.
It's just so cool, dude. And that's what I mean. All those little moments are just like, oh, dude! What more do you want? This was a superhero movie for superhero fans. Like, but it's funny, I say that, but then, like, all the superhero fans probably bitched about it.
I think this movie needs some context from the comics a little bit. Maybe just a smidge, but so I don't think it's like in high regard by people who've never read comics. I think people who've never watched comics don't like this movie very much.
That makes sense, because some of these things are kind of MacGuffined in there. Like the fucking, and they kind of just gloss over some things that are super meaningful to comic fans. Like the mother boxes, or even Cyborg, I guess. Like a lot of these things we just take for granted are like, oh yeah, this is super cool. But if you're just a regular fan, maybe it feels weird. Also, Steppenwolf probably looked really weird to the someone who's not like regular, doesn't like that kind of stuff.
It looks weird compared to what he looks like in the comics too.
Yeah, his little chin dual horn thing was kind of weird. Not too bad. It was kind of cool sometimes, but the way his mouth was animated looked kind of weird. I think his mouth was too small for his big face and his big head.
Oh, they were doing that to make the little baby face whenever he's like, "Can I come home,
Papa, please?" But you know what's hilarious though? When fucking Cyborg shows up with the third cube, I'm like, well, the bad guys have two, and here's the last one. I can't wait to find out how they're gonna give it to them by accident. Because it's like they have to have it where it's about to fuse. We know that.
Yeah.
It's just writing 101, I guess. I wish they wouldn't do it like that. Find another unique way to write around it. But it was hilarious. I was like, knowing this movie and how just very cut and dry superhero action film it is, I was like, I can't wait to see how they give it to the bad guy. And then sure enough, they gave it to the bad guy because Superman.
I will say I like the line from Aquaman that he said to Wonder Woman, because you wanted to revive Superman. His dad's dead. When he was talking about Cyborg's dad.
Right.
Yeah.
I was fucked up. That whole scene too, and you could tell from the beginning Aquaman was not about it. I think he was definitely against it from the whole thing, and then Batman was trying to force it.
Yeah.
And that was a really good scene.
It makes sense though, because Batman feels very guilty for Superman dying.
Right. No, that was really good. And then Barry, the way they played hidden there too, because fucking Cyborg was like, oh no, and he was like, go. I was like, no, don't go, and he was already going. I said, oh shit. So that scene was actually really well done, given all the personalities, all the action, everything. One thing I thought was funny in retrospect later, I was like, God damn it, could Steppenwolf have just showed up when Superman woke up? He would have just killed him. Everything would have been fine.
I think Steppenwolf would have lost.
No, that's what I mean. Steppenwolf would have Superman would have just killed the shit out of him. The movie would have been over.
Yeah, Steppenwolf definitely would have avoided Superman. If he saw him, he'd be like, "Oh no."
Right. So if they would have just moved the box to Superman's feet, it would have been over. It'd been golden. That shit was fun, but I really like how they did that though.
What's his face's dad? Why did what's his face's dad grab it? Like Cyborg's dad, he went to go grab the mother box. I'm like,
because he knew.
It was already there where they're fighting Superman, so Steppenwolf would have shown up to grab the box, and they would have seen Steppenwolf and started fighting him there. But because the dad went and grabbed it and went into a building, Steppenwolf went into that building instead.
Right, I guess that makes sense.
Well, I guess the dad didn't know.
No, he didn't know what was going on at the monument.
He might have thought that Steppenwolf would have came in and grabbed it anyway, so he was probably trying to do the radiation thing so they could
Right, and
find
that
it.
was my understanding. Was he was like, "Fuck, they're not here.
How,
The bad guys are gonna
how,
come grab this."
how would he know his son would realize that? That's what he was doing, though. I don't know.
He's a supercomputer, so he's just insanely. His intelligence is almost infinite, right?
I guess, yeah. Seemed a
Um,
little convenient. I don't know.
the little circle of them. We skipped this. The little circle of them finishing each other's sentences
Oh
when they were
yeah,
talking about getting Superman back. That was
yeah.
a little too much for me.
Hmm.
The whole thing was cool, but definitely those lines and everything else was a little bit too much on the nose.
Yeah.
Yo, Barry and Aquaman, when he's trying on the hats, he said, "All right, hear me out. A, right, or B." And before he says or B, he was like, "Ugh, are you serious?" And then he puts B on. Let me see A again. I fucking died, bro. Oh my god, that was one of my favorite lines in the movie from Aquaman. That shit was so good, dude. And then I was thinking, I was like, why the fuck did they let Barry drive? We need someone who's calm, cool, and collected under pressure to pretend to be a guard. And they put Barry. Like, he gets up there.
What did he
worked.
say?
Yeah, it worked.
No. What did he say to the guard that like Cyborg was like really?
Cause he shows up and he was like, "Hey, just guard here." So he says something stupid. I'm like, God. Then he gives it to him. The guy's looking at him, looks really nervous for a second, looks back. He says, "You're all clear." I'm all clear. I'm all yeah. I mean, I'm all clear. Thanks. And I was like, "Shut up! Dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?" Oh
I
my,
love when Diana introduces
that
herself
shit.
to Barry, and he's like, "Hi, Barry. I'm Diana." Wait, that's not right.
Yo, yeah. Dude, that's what I'm shipping. Let me find out they have a secret love because she thinks he's
Uh,
cute and then she falls in love.
oh, good. Well, she has dated men younger than her.
Right. So I mean, it works. He fits the category.
Every man is that kind.
That's it. When your category is that broad. I mean, I heard you
Shit.
like men that are younger than you.
Oh shit, that shit was funny.
Dude, when they put him in the juice though, when they put Superman in the juice, they didn't say the picture of his dad.
But
They didn't say the picture of Superman's dad when they put him in the juice. When Cyborg lets him.
oh
I was like, what the fuck? The picture of his dad just melted into the juice with him.
yeah,
And maybe Cyborg doesn't know anything about Superman or who he is or care about that picture, so it's not
probably
out
not.
of character.
Yeah, he
But you would
doesn't
think maybe Batman would have seen it because it was on his body in his hands when they took him out of the grave.
know. Batman doesn't know Superman's dad is either.
Oh yeah, you're right. Couldn't they have put two and two together? Like,
I don't know.
because they transported this body all the way over multiple times. They would have at least, found the picture. No, because I think, was he still in the box? Yeah, they let
Yes.
him, as soon as they pulled him out of the box when he was right there. So the
Yeah.
picture fell out with him in the box.
Yeah.
We could argue that they didn't see it. Somebody may have seen it, but I don't know. Not a big deal.
Barry definitely saw it. Everything moves
Um,
slowly for him.
Dude, it was fucked up though. When he came back, the movie was shot and really fucking well. Because as soon as he comes back, my fucking gut started to feel like, whoa, I don't like this. Something's wrong. Like the lighting, the way that like it was something, the way the characters were, something about it, everything up until the point where he comes back, I was like, this isn't good. But they didn't actually tell me it's not good until
Yeah.
later. So that was really well done. But it was funny though. As soon as he came back to life and had no memories, and like goes to attack them, I'm like, here we go. This is why Lois is important. We've been waiting the whole movie to find out. Oh,
Yep.
that was. I feel bad. I shouldn't talk like that, but it was hilarious. I was like, yep.
Lois is the key.
We had to make her relevant.
He's the key.
I did like
I
that
hate
line
that
though.
shit.
I was like, that's
I
cool.
hate that. I hate that shit with a passion. That Lois is the key thing. Oh my god.
I thought it was
It's
cool
fine.
because I was like, hey, they're getting ready to.
No, I don't mean in this movie in general. I just mean
Oh.
in, like in Superman stories in like total.
Got you. Because I wasn't
It's like-
necessarily a big fan of how weird that scene looked.
I don't know when that started. That Lois Lane is like
Important?
his only link to humanity ever. I'm like, oh my god, please.
Right.
So I'm just biased against that.
So that makes sense. I'm not a big fan of that either.
Yeah.
It could be his strongest link,
Yeah.
But to say that like that's the only one that he will lose his humanity and become a tyrant outside of that.
I mean, there's a storyline where Superman gets some kind of weird alien disease that makes it where he can only live for like a day or something. He's gonna die, and it's a side story. It's not important. It's not canon. But they show like if Superman only had one day left to live, how would he live his day? And he does not spend that day with Lois.
That's funny.
If she was that important to him, you'd think he would spend the whole day with her.
Right. Well, he has to make time for Bruce. That's his true love.
No, his true love is Metropolis.
He listens to his heartbeat everywhere in the world.
You're not wrong. Because anytime Bruce is in danger, there's a serious threat about to happen.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'll ship them just like I'll ship Sasuke and Naruto.
I'm fine with it.
Nah, that's funny. But yeah, it is. I think he has like, a few people who matter a lot to him. But then again, they don't. They do. That's why I like Injustice so much. Because they do play on that. Because his descent into like being a real piece of shit is so slow. It doesn't happen immediately. It happens over the course of such a long time. And then influences like Diana, how she acts.
I don't know. The initial flip is too quick.
Well, the initial flip I was fine with because it was emotion, right? It was just raw, unfiltered emotion, and you're gonna act stupid or out of character because you're too emotional, right?
No, but I'm saying like after that, he's just like, all right, I'm committed now, and it's like, oh really?
But he still dialed it back a lot. Like he would have different.
He did
scenes.
dial it back, and he did get some. Well, I wouldn't say he even dialed anything back. I would just say he got a lot of pushback, and he said, okay, but it was very just gung ho about we need absolute fucking order. It's just but it's just a small little contrivance that I'm like, it's fine. We had to get here eventually. We can't spend 30 issues of him descending. Right.
Because there was definitely a transition after Sinestro showed up.
Yeah.
Or it was Luthor. After Luthor or Sinestro shows up, no, he didn't show up. He found him in a fucking box underground. I can't remember what he was doing down there.
He was hiding.
That shit was funny.
He said Superman doesn't care about fucking being merciful anymore. Oh shit.
That's funny. But yeah, he was definitely different, right? Because before Sinestro showed up and before it got even worse, there was plenty of times he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Or even Diana would try and push him to be like, yeah, no, do it. And he was like, no, let's not go too crazy.
I was about to say, the decline after Sinestro makes sense, because we know that the fucking rings also affect a person.
Right. So that was super, like, cool. So I guess I see what you're saying, though. It did. He committed pretty quickly once he had calmed down. But the reason I didn't, at least I gave it a pass, was because he had lines and moments where he did hold back.
I eventually had given it a pass. I would say that, like, the flip, the initial contrivance is fine, because anytime any superhero has to fight another superhero, there's always some dumb contrivance, or, like, a lot of the stuff can just easily be avoided by just saying, hey, man, it's not like that, it's like this. But, you know, they always have to make some kind of contrivance to try to get superheroes to fight each other. Do I wish they fucking write it more organically all the time? Yes, but
right.
People sell comic books to see superheroes fighting each other, so
right.
Or people buy comic books to see superheroes fighting each other.
It is true. I'm surprised that there's a large majority of comic fans who just like the action.
Yeah,
they like the big wow panels and the big booms, and they're like, "Whoa, look at that!" and the spectacle. I'm like, huh. It just surprised me. I always thought a majority of the fans were like into all the characters and personalities and stories and what made them so real and like livable.
I like the drama.
Yeah, the drama, right? But I guess it's not like I think it's probably 50-50, and I don't have numbers to support this, but I was just surprised at how many fans there are of that just like the explosions and shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, but what I was saying, I guess back to that, was even by the end of Injustice, though, when he had been completely fucked up, he still didn't want to kill Bruce.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn it, that really is like they got so much love for each other, and that.
Well, he knows Bruce is like the best man,
right?
Like he's the goodest good man that has ever gooded.
Right. So and like even in like the depth of going fucking insane with a ring and everything, he still had respect and love for Batman. So like that's just cool, man. Little things like that are cool. because it's not something that they just did, right? They've been building their relationship over so many years, and it feels
Yeah.
natural enough that I love shit like that. Because you don't see that kind of a bond in any storytelling, hardly anyway.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that's what's cool or unique about it. Because usually, I mean, obviously they made them fight, Batman versus Superman. Eventually they make them fight,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it's been pretty consistent for
Even
so many
even in
years.
The Dark Knight Returns where they fight, it actually ends with Bruce retiring and being like, "Okay, you win." um, like it looks like, oh, Batman's dead, but then it cuts at the end of toward like the epilogue, and Superman is like chilling at a park or something. I have it literally on me. Too far. Anyways, he's like chilling somewhere, and then Bruce shows up and starts talking to him about how like, yeah, I guess this is the end of Batman. Um,
Right,
this is a different world. I don't like it. So yeah, they never end up killing each other.
right. But back to the regular shit. I
Yeah,
did think what Aquaman said was fucking awesome though, when he was like, "Oh, that was the woman he. Oh, why did he do that or something? That was the woman he loved." And Aquaman's like, "No, that didn't matter at all." He was like, "He's feral. He thought we were all trying to kill him, and then that was the first human who had open arms for him."
yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Damn it, that makes a lot of sense because I started thinking about
He
it.
didn't attack them until what's his name's like auto defense system was like shot at him, right?
Right, and if you look at his first scenes, right, he wakes up, he looks at himself with his head chopped off. He's been killed.
Yeah.
Like, as far as he knows, he's been killed by somebody or something. Then he sees like five superpowered motherfuckers just land in front of him and stare at him.
Oh, so he
Even
was
before the
yeah,
cyborg thing, that's threatening as fuck.
he was just scanning them. And he still didn't have like a mean look on his face. He was just like scanning and looking confused. And then that's whenever Cyborg shit started happening. And then after he shot him, he got a mean ass look on his face.
Well, I don't know. He looked a little bit like concerned, I think.
Yeah.
It
I
looked
thought he
like
looked confused. Maybe he was concerned.
because before
Uh,
Cyborg's thing started to go off, he was looking at them like when he was scanning them. I think he was scanning them as if they were a threat. Because after he scanned their little X-rays, they were like someone mentions, "Oh my God, he's scanning us," and then his face changed a little bit, and then
yeah.
Cyborg's arm took off, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh," but it makes sense. Him trying to kill them, or at least trying to like, what is it called? Acting hostility or acting with hostility towards them.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense because they're strong as fuck and they showed up and stared at him. As he doesn't know if they killed him, right? Maybe they're the ones who killed him and now he's back to life and they came to do it again.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that. And then when he finds Lois and she's like, "Wait, stop." And he doesn't know who this is, what she's about, but he knows that he could snap her like a twig, but she also has open arms. So it's pretty low risk for him to go with her, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
Snap her like a twig.
yeah. Wait, who says
You
that? That
could.
was a fucking thing. He said I could. That was a Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
That scene, oh my god. That scene was fucking. Woo. He said I could. No, a toothpick. He said I could snap her like a toothpick. He said, "Do it." And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And then he lets her go. And then, he was like, "I knew you didn't have the heart." And just laughs in his face. That was fucked up, dude. That movie was good. I forgot, like, some of the drama in that movie was good.
Oh, Incredibles is really good.
Um,
It
because
aged
it's
very
making
well.
fun of superheroes, but some of the lines really do connect with, like,
Hmm.
superhero drama. I guess it wasn't making fun of them in a way. I don't know. No capes.
Kind of. It was not really.
More of a
I would
parody.
say it was more. It was a deconstruction, but not really. Like it played into it. It meaningfully just deconstructed. There we go.
Right.
Um, it deconstructed some things, but not entirely. Um,
Um, but yeah, that shit was good. But yeah, so he leaves with her, and then he's gone for a while, and then they go off to do their mission.
they go to the mother box, and then they go to Cyborg's. His dad just killed himself shooting
Right.
the thing with stuff, and then Steppenwolf grabbed the cube, pieced out, and then they scanned to find Steppenwolf's base. They found it. It was the irradiated town in Russia. Some
Right. I do like
Potemkin
the
village.
line before that when they were in the
Was it?
place.
It's not a Potemkin village. It's a ghost town. It's abandoned village.
Right.
Yeah.
When he was working on something, they were like, "This dude, he just watched his dad die. Do we need to be working him like this or some shit?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn, that's a really good line." It didn't really
Yeah.
add anything to the movie, but it kind of gave the character's personality. I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of fucked up." I
Yep.
never thought about that because in hero movies, shit just happens and then they go on and be heroes.
Yep.
But mentally, how was he feeling when he was like, fixing that ship or whatever, So,
Yeah.
but what do you call it? When they were leaving though, Alfred says something and he was like, "Faith, Alfred, faith." That was a weird line for me.
I will agree that that was a weird line. It did feel off.
Right. It didn't
um,
feel like Batman.
the delivery felt off, but
Because to me, that's never something Batman has ever like. He believes in
he
people,
doesn't
right?
believe in faith and all that stuff. Yeah, no,
Right.
he's becoming more of a person who believes in Superman. I guess is what his character arc is. That
Right.
he's like, yeah, I don't know.
Less cynical, less. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
Which is cool. It would
he's
definitely
getting
make
his hope
sense.
back after learning after finding more metahumans.
Right. And it makes sense for this universe, this version of Batman. So it's not totally out of place. But it
He was
did feel
already at his
weird.
lowest point, so now he's rising back up.
Right.
Only so that we can get that crushed later again.
Bro,
Uh,
no. Um, Dude, Barry doing yoga in the cool fucking anime intro of them getting ready was hilarious. They're all like suiting up, throwing the spear to Aquaman. He's got a mean look in his face. Arrgh! And then it goes to Barry, and he's fucking doing yoga stretches. Oh my god. That shit is fucking funny. Um, a lot of that shit, but yeah, the next action sequence was really fucking awesome. Um, there's nothing much to say about it. It was just cool. Them doing
Yeah.
the fucking scene where he's riding the fucking Batmobile through and fighting all the goons. Super
Mhm.
cool. Um,
Taking out all the parademons.
right. That shit was just fun, exciting. Um, I don't think much else happened in between that and then the climactic when Superman comes back.
I tried to think. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was just a bunch of fucking action scenes for
Yeah.
like 20
It's
minutes.
just awesome ass action because I know it's a large part of the movie, but it was just a
Yeah.
shit ton of action. It was fucking cool. He said, "You're not gonna make it through." He said, "I just need to knock louder." And shots all the fucking missiles. I was like, "Oh my god."
He fucking flies it in.
That shit was cool. Then when they come to save him, that was awesome. Because he was like, "No matter what happens, I'll lead them away from here. You guys just do your mission." And he's like about to
Yeah.
get fucking surrounded, and they're all gonna get him, and then they all show up together and save him, and like Aquaman's riding on the side of the car, and I was like, "Yo, this is
That
so
was
cool."
I do like the part where Aquaman is literally on top of the car.
Yeah, because
He's like,
what is he gonna
what
do?
is that line he said to Batman? Is this what you do? I don't remember.
I know what you're
That's
talking
just
about.
cool.
He had something smart to say.
Yeah.
But it was good. Yeah, because he can't fly or run or like
Yeah.
he has to have a way to get around on land. That was really cool. But yeah, Superman shows up. I don't know why. I get it. It's dramatic and dark, but I wish he
Got
had
that
the
gray suit.
yeah. Why didn't he get the blue and red?
I don't know. I wish they had a little more color on their costumes. They weren't so dark and dingy. Like I like the dark. I was just thinking about it when I was watching the scene. I was like, you know what would have been really cool if this scene is all dark and dingy and gross, and then everyone else is in their colorful costumes except for Batman because he can't be colorful.
Right.
Maybe put some yellow in his suit. I don't know.
Right.
One of the new, more modern Batman suits is completely black, but they're like yellow outlines or lines in his suit. And
Like where the
it
abs
look
and the arms go. Like
yeah,
where, like
it
the,
looks really cool. Not specifically what the abs are, but it's just going up and down his arms and his sides and stuff like that. It
Oh,
looks
gotcha.
it looks pretty good. I don't know.
like Morales said. He said, "Are you bleeding from your armpits?" No.
Yeah.
He said, "This is cool. What do you call it? Flavor?" No, he said,
Yeah.
I added some pizzazz or so. Said I added some shit to my suit, and everyone made fun of him the whole movie for it. Dude.
You're bleeding out your armpits.
Oh my god, that shit is funny.
No, yeah, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and overall, obviously the designs look really good, but that was the only one that disappointed me. Because obviously Flash,
Yeah.
he's got the red. It's not like a bright red, but it's red enough. Cyborg, he's
Yeah.
glowing. Batman's
One of
Batman.
them's got the blue skirt.
Right,
Spartan.
she's got the thing. She's got the little wonder thing right there where her
Yeah.
chest is.
Yeah.
Aquaman has cool armor, fishy armor. It's orange-ish, so it's cool with
Yeah.
his color scheme, and he has the trident, of course.
Orange-ish.
But definitely, I wanted Superman to have the blue and red. It was his return.
I'll say he gets the classic in his movie. Don't worry.
Good.
Uh,
Um,
he gets that nice, sleek, classic, colorful,
wait, he has
bright
another
orange.
movie?
No, the Aquaman movie.
Oh, Aquaman. Oh, he gets the fucking the orange and green.
Yeah, he gets the classic.
Oh, I'm excited for that. That's gonna be cool. Um, but yeah, Superman. I guess it's fine, but for some reason that bothered me that he had the gray
Yeah.
outfit. Which is funny though, historically, I love the dark outfits, right?
Yeah.
Like when Captain came back in his fucking black outfit after Wakanda and shit, I said that's so cool. But somehow this didn't feel right thematically.
I think it's just worn out. I don't think it's actually just a black outfit. I'm pretty sure it's the exact winter. It's the Winter Soldier one. It's just worn out.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it had different. It was different color. It was like it was all black. It had to be dirty as fuck then.
Maybe he got something new when they went to Wakanda. And
Yeah,
Infinity
yeah.
War. I
He
just
had a full
missed it.
outfit there. He had a different shield and everything. He had the vibranium cool like.
Well, I hit the vibranium shield. So I'm saying like I think he may have changed clothes between the scene where they save Vision and the scene where they are in Wakanda. He may have. I'm
It's
not
possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, nitpick thing. I wish he had the blue and red, but he did the freeze breath. Did you see it? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
I don't know why that mattered, but that was so cool for me. He's never done the
never
freeze
in
breath.
anything. It's never in any of the movies. And I
Right.
love the freeze breath. He has.
He hasn't done that in so long. Like yeah, like you said, in anything for such a long time. I was like, he did the freeze breath. That was a really cool nod, man. Also the faster than light speed scene was fucking cool. Like that shit was really cool.
We can believe. I skipped over one of my favorite scenes in that movie. It was when Superman got resurrected, and then like Flash is trying to like flank around.
And he sees him?
He looks at him and then he fucking turns his head. I said, "Oh!"
I know, dude. Holy shit! And even Flash was like, "What? You're not supposed to be able to do that."
Yeah.
That shit was good. And then he did the thing. He was running
Yeah.
at him, and he moved to the side, and he hit Aquaman behind him.
Yeah.
That was so cool. That's like a trope that they play up with Flash or any speedster in any movie.
Yeah.
But I love it. I don't know. I like it. It's just like it's the classic, you know. That shit
I like
was
that
cool.
Flash was still able to dodge him, but like but the
Right, because he's
motherfucker
still
was-
faster. But the fact that Superman is even relevant is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And we can imagine he's only going maybe the speed of sound, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going, too much faster than that. There
Well,
wasn't that much
Superman
electricity.
definitely can go past the speed of sound because he breaks the sound barrier in Man of Steel all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they
we
even
don't-
mention it. They mention it like twice in Man of Steel.
Right.
That, the shockwaves and stuff.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
see the booms every time he takes off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was at least, speed of sound because there wasn't too much electricity when Flash was running.
Yeah.
But we definitely know it was fast as fuck.
Yeah.
That shit was cool though. Yeah, the whole action shit was cool, dude. Because they really built the tension really well.
That part was sick. I don't know. It got me really excited for the Flash movie.
Right, same. I was like, dude, I'm glad I watched this when the Flash movie was about to come out because I was like, I want to go see it now. I would never have seen it otherwise. Like, no joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fucking cool because like the way they built the tension was so good because Cyborg's out here fucking struggling, right? And then Diana and Aquaman are sitting here trying their best to keep dude off of him. So they're all struggling like a motherfucker, but then Flash doesn't know that. And he's just like, we have Victor. He goes, Victor! Victor! He's like screaming, like, I can't keep this going. And then the whole time, the dude's fucking shooting at him.
I love Victor's fucking vision from the mother boxes. I'm a sucker for that shit. I'm a sucker for that shit of like false realities and like shit trying to keep you trapped in like a dreamscape.
Right.
So that shit just played me up like crazy.
It was
And then
cliche
being
for
like-
me. I was like, oh, we get it. I knew
I
you'd
love
show me
that
this.
shit. I love that shit.
I was like, straight out of the textbook 101. I knew you'd show me this.
I love that shit. I have this like in my head that like I don't know. It's so dumb shit. Like fucking, the Infinite Tsukuyomi should have fucking worked on everybody in Naruto, and then like somebody had to break that shit. But no, we didn't do that. So I'm still stuck on that. I'm still stuck in 2014. Saying man, that's some dumb shit. Oh, some stupid hacks, Sharingan shenanigans, whatever. Fine.
Right. Did you watch the
What?
movie?
What movie?
Where they redid the Naruto movie where they redid it was Tsukuyomi, but for like just those two, Sakura and him, I think.
Oh yeah, then that was Obito was testing out the Tsukuyomi, so they did it on just Naruto and Sakura. Yeah.
That was a pretty good
Uh,
movie.
I like the movie.
It was a
I
lot
like
of
the
drama,
movie.
but I liked it.
I like that movie because of because of I guess the twist. In case there's people in here who've never watched Naruto.
Right, go watch
twi-
that. Yeah, go watch all of it right now.
That twist was really good. I like that twist.
Um,
So,
but yeah,
and we got to see Sakura's parents.
right.
I love her dad. Her dad's the one with the pink hair too.
Right.
He had big pink fucking star-shaped hair.
That's hilarious. Never expected that.
I loved it. I wish we got more of him. He wasn't even a ninja.
No, I didn't think either one of them were. That's also they didn't play that up. But I noticed throughout the
yeah.
show when her parents ever come up, if they ever never really do. But I was like, wait, her parents are just regular people. How can she be a ninja?
Anyone can be a ninja as long as you live in the Leaf Village.
Well, yeah, but it's just what I mean, like, is like genetics and stuff.
Because Namito, Jesus, Minato's parents weren't ninja, and if they were like nobodies.
Right, because you see, like, everyone else, though, all the different clans, all the different skillful people, all the
Yeah.
different stuff.
Yeah,
It almost felt like she is outclassed in a way.
yeah.
And they could have actually played that up to make her character more interesting.
They could have. She's literally the third strongest ninja in the Naruto universe after they defeat Kaguya.
Right.
She's the third strongest ninja alive, and they're like, "Nah, that's not important. We're gonna."
But before we
Whatever.
lose too much time, because we're almost actually towards the end.
We're talking about the
That scene was fucking awesome.
Cyborg, yeah.
They built tension,
Oh,
I think, really well.
Barry got shot in the side, right?
Well, no, I think he got shot. The blast is gigantic. I think
No. When Barry got shot, when he was still spinning and he landed on the ground, and he's like, "Yeah, I just got the wind knocked out of me," and he had the fucking like graze on his side.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess he was. That's when he started using the turn back time thing. Is that how he healed?
Well, we don't know, right? But I was saying about the blast,
Okay.
I don't think he got shot by it. I think he got hit by
He didn't
like,
get
some
shot by a
shrapnel.
blast. No, I'm not saying he got shot by a blast. He got shot by a parademon while he was running.
No, but like the parademon is what I mean. He got shot by the
okay.
blast from the parademon who shot him. I don't think he shot him directly because the blast was so big. I think some shrapnel got him and cut him.
Okay.
Because I mean, look at the explosion from like the distance. It looked like it
Yeah,
was
but I'm
bigger
saying
than his
that
body.
but he has like a graze. That's what it looked like.
Right.
It cut open his suit, and then it looked like he got grazed, but then it looked like he healed it.
Yes,
it was
and
like-
for that he just said, "Focus, Barry. Gotta heal. Gotta heal." I don't know. I don't know much about the Speed Force. Obviously, I know enough about it.
Oh,
but
maybe he like
can it heal you?
Maybe, I don't know.
Speed Force can do a lot of things. It's what the writer wants it, right? In this comics in general.
Yeah.
Go look up the Green Lantern lore. Rings can do anything. Whatever the writer needs for his plot. So Speed Force can do whatever the plot needs it to. So in this case, I guess because it's when you use it.
Yeah, it can generate electricity. It can do whatever it needs.
Right. So because he wasn't, even if he goes back in time, it's not that his body's going back in time, right? He doesn't age in reverse when he goes back in time. So
Yeah.
even that logic of reversing time wouldn't have made sense for the healing.
Right.
I'm gonna give it a pass because I don't give a shit because that cut wasn't big enough anyway.
Right.
But I do like what he said though. He said, "Just got the wind knocked out of me," knowing that like he was fucked up. It was cool. He was trying to be a man. He was trying to be like a hero, you know.
Yeah.
But then he sees the explosion go off, and he was like, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean? Like I need to do something about this now. So all the bravado he had needed to be followed up immediately with like some action, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But the scene itself was fucking beautifully done. The effects, the like reverse Mortal Kombat fatalities.
Yeah.
That shit was good, dude. But yeah, and he doesn't. I don't think he knows he's going back in time at that point. But by the end of it, he would have known, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what he was expecting when he saw the explosion. Maybe he thought he can still get there in time, and that's when he did it by accident.
Yeah.
But after he went back in time, though, Jesus Christ, I get it. Aquaman stabs dude in the chest. He killed him. That's fine. Well, but before that, before that, Superman beats his ass, has him pinned down, and is just punching the shit out of him and lasering him.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, Superman,
He's a
please.
he's a little more aggressive and feral. This revived Superman. I like that though.
I was like, he's
I like
already
that
dead.
death is what makes a person a little more feral and animalistic. So I don't know.
Right, because he hasn't learned. Maybe his memory's not back, or if whatever the memory thing might be. We learn over the course of our lives to be people, right? When you're born
Yeah.
as a baby, a little baby, if it was strong enough, would kill everyone because it's
Technically,
hungry.
yeah.
I want
Big
this. Give it
Mama's
to
a
me.
character.
So like that makes sense. So we develop those things over time. So for him being more feral now, I think yeah, it
Yeah.
checks out. But I was shocked. I said, God damn, Superman, please. But then
Chill. The man has a family.
right. And then Aquaman stabs him in the chest, right? And I'm like, oh god, he's dead. You got him, guys, okay? You roughed him up enough. Then he throws him through the air, and Wonder Woman shows up and chops his head off. I said, Wonder Woman, Jesus Christ, he was already dead.
Well, now he's deader than dead.
Yes. Good god, that scene was dark as fuck. I was like, guys, calm down.
That man was gonna destroy their planet and all the people they loved. All right.
I know, I guess it's not unwarranted, but I was shocked. These are the good guys.
Well, that was a bad guy.
No, that's not how you do that. Don't tell that to Batman.
Shit, no. Batman's the worst in this universe. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
That motherfucker
true.
Kills people.
This Batman is different. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, next thing I noticed, they said the mother boxes are destroyed, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I
They
don't know.
just-
I don't
they,
know about that.
They pulled them apart.
I guess they're destroyed. Maybe Cyborg did some shenanigans inside the mother boxes, and now they're destroyed from the inside.
Maybe because all we
Unless
saw
need
was them
for
fall
some
to
other,
the
unless we need them for some other reason, and then we'll just put it
Undestroy
inside
them?
of Superman's spaceship, and then hook it up to something, and then Cyborg will be like, "I can reroute this," and blah 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 blah.
right.
So
But
they're broken until we need them.
pretty much that makes sense. That's comics in general, though. This character
Yeah.
died in the series. Now they're brought back by some retconned crazy ass means. And look, the new story.
What do you mean? The Lazarus Pit. Clearly, we know it's called the Lazarus Pit.
Bro.
It can bring people back to life.
They do that shit so much, and like I don't know. Some people bitch about it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like more though. If it's interesting for the universe that the technology that brings them back plays a meaningful part in the story, yes, please do.
Mhm.
Let's see how that impacts the story, because not only did they bring them back, that's part of the story, but the technology to do that also plays into that. Like when the X-Men could bring everyone back with the little, not the sisters, who the fuck, it wasn't the can't remember, but whatever the people that can make the eggs, they pretty much would
Yeah.
store your body, and they would have infinite X-Men essentially.
Yep.
And they backed them up before every mission. That technology was important, and people wanted it, and it played a part in the world, and eventually I think was destroyed. That shit was good. But if you look at, like, if you're not going to do that, it's just, hey, they're back now, let's go, move on, then just give me a different universe. Just give me a new storyline where that never happened and have it play out the way you want it. Because now you have so much baggage that you're jumping through hoops for, and you're retconning, and you're changing. No.
Exactly.
Just go ahead and say, hey, new storyline, this is happening, we're going to go from here. Because then you just fuck up the whole world, and then you don't even use the resurrection material in the story, so you're just kind of making a shittier story because of it.
Yep.
But then you also run the risk of this isn't in the same thing, right? If I'm reading The Amazing Spider-Man, and now we're getting a retcon,
but they already do that anyways.
it's
so.
like, I'm not going to read the undercover Spider-Man or whatever.
They already do side stories and spin-offs and stuff that's not related to the Prime Earth and shit all the time.
But I imagine no one wants to read those, is what I'm saying.
I
I know they do that.
You'd be surprised because okay, so it's a little weird. So if it's not popular, it's not gonna get read. But if it is popular, it's gonna get read, even though it's outside the canon. So that's if it's really good, it will get read.
Right, but
Otherwise,
if something is questionable, but you want it to be told...
There's so much canon material that gets read that's just dog shit.
Right, and that's what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I was going with that, is that...
And a lot of comic book fans read that shit just because they know it's canon.
Right.
They're like, I have to know this stuff.
Right, and that's my problem. It's like, don't do that. Just leave the mainline series alone, make a new one, and if it's good, or whatever, but don't...
That's the shit that makes me stop reading comics a lot of the times. It's fucking Red Hood shoots fucking Penguin point blank in the face. Batman shows up. I told you have one rule. I had one rule. You can fight crime in here so long as you don't kill anyone, and then beats his ass, and then 2 issues later, yeah, Penguin's in the hospital after what you did to him.
Right.
Really.
Right. If you don't want to do it, then make it a side story, right? If you feel like that's too dark for the main story, or we don't want to get rid of Penguin right now, then do a different
We already got
story.
everything out of Penguin we could have gotten ever. Let fucking Redhead kill him.
Right.
Uh,
But yeah, either way, fuck, where were we?
we were talking about Superman. They
oh yeah, they killed
fucking
the shit
Steppenwolf.
out of that guy.
Yeah.
That was funny. But then by the end of the movie, because I think that's the last scene before the end. Well, not the end, but when they had, and this is again where I draw the line. I drew the fucking line because we talked about how it looked like they just needed Joker, but didn't get the rights to him or weren't allowed to use him for Man vs. Steel. And I was like, okay, but we didn't have evidence, right? It was just kind of like it looks like that given how they wrote the script but then the end of this movie, it shows Arkham Asylum, dudes laughing maniacally in a cell, and then breaks out. I said, that's just fucking Joker. You're just laying it on too thick now. Like, we get it. But
yeah, that wasn't in the original.
well, they should have left that out because that was awful. Like,
I think that's it. I don't remember. It might have been. I could be
because
wrong.
then Deathstroke shows up, which I was really happy about. I said, ooh.
Yeah, Lex's escape, I think, was in the original.
Got
Take it
you.
back. Yeah.
But after laying it on that thick with maniacal laughter in Arkham Asylum with the lightning and thunder and shit, then he goes,
Yeah.
I hear you're a few clowns short of a circus. I said, come on. I like dropped my phone. I was like, please. We get it. But you can't do that. You cannot replace one character with another in the same canon that have already been established. Stop doing that. Like, I was just pissed. I was like, dude, what the fuck? But they brought me back. They brought me back. Because then they have the scene where they're setting up Injustice. And Joker's actually there. That was okay. I was like, oh, he's real. They do have the rights to this character that they own. But that scene was pretty cool. I think I liked it a lot. It wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
But I think it was a lot better than the previous Fever Dream shit we got in the middle of the movies that didn't make any sense. But I don't know how they're going to do the world or the story or at all. I don't think you can.
Yeah.
No, you can. I don't want to be a comic book dickhead. You can't do it justice. Because it's some of the things are bad. Like,
it was in the original.
what? Oh, the scene?
I'll take it back. It was definitely in the original.
Gotcha.
The escape. The Lex Luthor escape and then Deathstroke coming up to him. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was just too on the nose for me. Not a big deal. But yeah, I fucking love Injustice as a storyline. So and they were really, really heavily playing up that it's going to be a thing. But I don't know. I mean, how long? If they take a good 10 years to do it, okay, please do, right? And make it a 3-part movie, right?
Oh, I think I'm pretty sure Flashpoint is just retconning the entire universe.
Oh, so you think we're not going to get that anyway?
No, so this basically, I think after Flashpoint, this universe is going to be completely done and dusted, and they're retconning the entire thing because James Gunn is now going to head the entire DC universe instead of Scott Snyder.
Right.
And so it's going to be more of a James Gunn type of show.
Right.
From here on. And he's the guy that does the Guardians of the Galaxy.
We'll see how his take on it. It's obviously not going to be as dark and brooding.
He did do one movie in this current era of DC Universe movies. So we'll get to that.
Right.
He did the second Suicide Squad.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would have liked to see where it goes. Because you could actually do a 3-part Injustice.
I would love to see Scott Snyder's vision after this movie. After I saw this movie, I really wanted to go back. Well,
right.
I think Wonder Woman gave me hope, and then Aquaman was like really, really like I was like, okay, this is not Wonder Woman, but I don't know, maybe my love of Wonder Woman was because of how badly the first Justice League was and how bad the BVS was. Like I was just coping with BVS when I was like, this is not bad, guys. And Suicide Squad, yeah. After those movies, and then you see Wonder Woman, I'm like, okay, yeah,
they're back.
But it maybe the low that was those movies made Wonder Woman way more better than it actually was. We'll see.
Right.
On my rewatch.
And I think too, yeah, that is unfortunate because of like, just the turmoil and all. Because back then I couldn't imagine, right? If we got this movie without all the good shit in it, after Man vs. Steel, god damn, whew, that's 2 bricks right there. And then maybe it's like, well, Shazam came out in between.
We had Suicide Squad came out in between that too.
Right, and Suicide Squad was
Suicide Squad.
okay.
This.
It's not very good. I mean, Suicide
Wonder
Squad
Woman
had
technically
potential.
came out before this, actually. To be fair.
And then I think Shazam was not that great. It wasn't bad by any means, but it was just some random comedy movie, right? It just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was a superhero movie at all. It was just like a comedy movie that kid gets powers.
Yeah.
So, like, I think if you put all that together in a short time span,
I think it did pretty good. I think the Shazam movie was fine.
Oh yeah, no, I don't mean it's like it was bad. I definitely like.
Yeah,
I had
like
fun
it.
with it.
Yeah.
I think I would probably, I don't know, give it around a 6.5.
Yeah.
It's definitely solid. It was just that it wasn't interesting, right?
Gotcha.
I didn't leave the theater going, man, I want more of the world. I want more of that character. I want more. I was like, yeah, that was funny. So I think you didn't have any blockbusters for like what, 8 years? For like 8 years, it was either trash or just average.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, not trash, you know what I mean? Because Man vs. Steel was the worst one, clearly. But Suicide Squad wasn't that great. This movie, if I watched the original version, was probably not that great. So I feel bad for DC, almost in a way, but it's their own fault. I think they rushed too much things, and they didn't really think a lot of it through.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would have, after this,
I think
what
we
you're
only
saying...
came out with one movie a year until 2017.
Fuck, that's short.
What's it called? Wonder Woman and no, I lied. Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad both came out in 2016. Wonder Woman and Dark Knight Justice League came out in 2017, and Man of Steel came out in 2013. So there was a 3 year where there was no movie, and then Batman vs Superman, and then and Suicide Squad, and then the Wonder Woman in this movie. So
right,
technically not this movie, but the original version of this movie that was not as good.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, feels bad, but I agree with what you're saying though. I would have liked to see more. After this, I'm invested. I want to go watch Black Adam. You know what I mean? Just because now I'm in it, dude. Like, and it's funny,
Yeah.
for so many years I didn't watch anything DC. I literally had no interest except for Green Lantern. I was like, oh baby.
So we still had. Okay, we talked about that.
I think we covered all of it.
We talked, yeah, the Injustice scene, whatever, Batman's vision.
Yeah, that shit was good. I like fucking Joker. His lines were hilarious. He said, "Now my little
Some of
fish
his
stick."
line deliveries are a little weird, but for the most part, a lot of his lines are really good.
They were funny. Called her a fish
I
stick.
can't remember one that I was like, "That's a weird delivery." I can't remember what it was off the top of my head because it was just kind of like whatever. Let's move past that. But yeah, confirmation. I guess not technically confirmation, but confirmation that Robin died. He mentions that like
he does. Yeah,
he's lost several. He knows how it feels to lose someone, a father, a mother.
Choose your next words carefully.
An adopted son.
That wasn't careful. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I think he could do a really good job as the Joker. I think he needs another chance to finish.
That was
Scott
Leto?
Snyder. Yeah.
Yeah, he did great in that scene. It was awesome.
I think he needs another chance in the Snyderverse to an actual movie that's dedicated to him versus Batman or something like that, because he did really good in that scene.
Yeah, all his jokes were really well delivered. Like, it was funny. His little quips, his facial expressions.
that scene was filmed in 2020.
Yeah, I think he did a great job.
Yeah, that was one of the reshoots, or one of the added on, like, let's add some more scenes to this movie. I think they did it as a last hurrah. We're never going to be able to do the Batman vs Joker, so let's just give our take right here in their relationship.
Right.
But that's strictly just me thinking about that. So yeah. Oh, we have the second Wonder Woman too. I forgot. We have 6 movies.
Yeah, 1986.
1984.
Yeah, that one. Some point in
I
time.
always remember because the George Orwell is 1984.
Oh.
The book. So.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I I guess. What are you gonna give this one?
I give this one almost an 8. I'd give it a 7.6.
Right. I was actually much lower before we talked about it, and I don't know why I felt like it was lower, but something I was like, yeah, it was a fun action movie.
There was a lot of superfluous scenes and like stuff that wasn't necessary, but I was never not entertained.
Right.
So
No, and that's what makes it good. Yeah, the whole throughout, I was like, man, this is interesting. I like this. Give me some more. And then all the action would come, and I'm like blown away.
Give me a Snyder cut of every movie in this universe.
Yes, please.
Give me the Man of Steel Snyder cut.
Yes, that's the one who needs it the most.
Give me more shirtless scenes of Superman.
No. That's
people.
enough. That's enough. We're drawing the line there. But yeah,
give me more bath scenes with Lois and Superman.
Oh God, no! They have websites for that. But yeah, this movie's fucking awesome, dude. I spent more time going, "Whoa, dude!" watching this movie than I did even recent Marvel movies.
Oh yeah,
you know, like it was just truly like superhero awesomeness.
I was saying Marvel has been in a little bit of a lull. So like I don't know. Doctor Strange was good. It had moments, but I was like, it doesn't live up to my hype in my head. Same thing with Thor. I was like, there's some funny moments, but it still doesn't live up to the hype in my head.
Right. I thought Thor was awesome, but it was weird. Well, we never got into that, did we?
I don't think so.
Well, we'll get that. We'll do it eventually. We'll get back to it.
We'll do a whole Marvel retrospective.
Maybe. Yeah, we could at one point.
We'll just do all the Iron Man movies at once, all the Captain America movies at once, all the Avengers. Oh, that's fine.
Well, we could. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But
yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, it would take years.
Right.
How many weeks are in a year?
We're gonna go back and watch the OG Superman movies. I'm just playing.
Yeah, remember the promotional material where he shot the Gatling gun and it bounced off his eyeball?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give it an 8, actually. I'd definitely give it a solid 8, because this movie is just fucking awesome. If you like superheroes, go watch it. I don't even care if, like, you know anything about the lore. Don't watch anything else. Maybe you just watch Man vs. Steel. But,
yeah,
other than that,
Man vs. Steel is kind of necessary for this movie. But
right, so maybe that it. But you wouldn't even have to watch Man of Steel. Probably not.
Nah. So, I think Batman vs. Superman is a good starting point into this movie.
Right, because you don't get a lot of Superman in Man vs. Steel, unfortunately. It's pretty much the Batman movie, damn near.
Yeah.
But you don't need a lot of Superman in that movie, and if you didn't get his backstory, you would just see how he acts in that movie. I don't know. Maybe you'd get the wrong idea with the way that he interacts with Batman.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know his whole history, so maybe that's fine either way. But you'll have a good time with this if you haven't seen the other ones. This movie's fucking awesome. But yeah, I'd give it an 8, and then that's pretty much all I got for this one.
Hell yeah.
I want a Manhunter movie. I want another fucking Green Lantern movie.
He's not popular enough. I'm surprised
know.
Shazam got a movie. What the fuck?
I want a Green Lantern movie, and I want a Manhunter movie.
I think.
And I want a Hawkgirl movie.
I don't know if that's is that. They're making a Blue Beetle movie.
I seen that. I said, what? What? We can't get none of my favorites, and we got Blue Beetle?
I was like, I like Blue Beetle. But
he's okay.
He's like Batman adjacent. So, this might be the first one technically in the what's his name? Fuck, we just said his name. James Gunn verse.
Oh. Maybe.
This might be the first one in the James Gunn verse, technically. And I know I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna hear it from every single fucking person. You just like it because he's Mexican. No, I don't. I like him because he's funny.
I'll bet you like the new Spider-Man. I bet you like the 2022, didn't you?
Oh God.
20. I bet you did. That's your favorite, isn't it?
I liked it before I found out he was a vampire or Mexican.
Sure you did.
Well, let me find out he was a clown in his day-to-day life. Oh,
it's
God.
over. That's funny. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm still gonna watch probably the Blue Beetle eventually. It's not a theater movie for me, but
yeah.
I don't know. My problem with the promotional material I've seen of it, it reminded me of Shazam.
Yeah.
And like just a standard. The jokes felt like they were written by the same guy who made the hero funny jokes. Like I don't know how to describe that, but it sounded like I've heard those jokes before or those mannerisms before, but they were different characters in a different movie.
Mm-hmm.
It felt kind of samey, just your classic, hey, whoa, weird powers, let's make a little joke here and go figure them out. It just seemed a little cheesy to me, but maybe it's cool. Obviously the effects are going to be cool. There's a minimum level of hero fun you'll have with all these movies.
Yeah.
So I don't give them, too much crap, even if I don't think the trailer. But I don't watch trailers unless I have to at the theater, which sucks, because they ruin everything. But I guess that's all I got.
Me too.
Well, you know the drill.
Do all the things. Sign up for everything. Do this. I might actually stop editing these and make them just release as is, because for the most part we've been keeping mostly on track. I noticed it was very hard to edit this last one. The fucking Watchmen, because we were basically on point. It's like 4 hours long of us talking. And I'm like, I can't cut this, I can't cut that. It's all us talking about the movie.
Right. That's funny.
I might just cut it in half and release it as a two-parter.
Yeah, you could do that. Just leave the whole thing, just cut it in half.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
And just be like, it's a double featurette. Release it all at once.
Right. And that'll get people, they can come by if they want to watch, because our videos are obviously long. Thank you guys if you listen to the whole things. So, maybe that's better for you guys. Yeah, you can watch the first one, and then maybe the next day it's easier, instead of coming back to find out, where was I again? It's just, hey, watch the first half, watch the second.
Hey, if you go on Spotify, it saves your spot.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll figure that stuff out. And then, as always, thank you guys for listening, chilling. If you have any stuff you want to see, definitely leave it in the comments. Like, hey, did you do this one? I want to see this one. I thought this was good. What do you guys think? And if it's not in our, even if it's not in our, what we're doing at the time, right? If it's not in, oh, well, we're doing these series, well, then we'll just do that shit later. We can put it on our backlog of, we'll get to this.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. See you guys next time.
Peace.